1, 2, check. Mic check. 1, 2, mic check. 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check. Welcome to Voice of SINOE with Esoteric. Wonderful day again to start our basic day to keep you abreast of developments. Please share the link for us as you get on. We will really appreciate that. Please share it for us. All right, let me double check my other videos. Yeah. All right, my sound is perfect. Want a perfect sound before I get the ball rolling here. All right, guys. Hello. Welcome to Voice of SINOE. In the diaspora with Esoteric, we'll do a little entertainment here, and we'll launch straight into the show to get things, to get you abreast of what's going on here. Let me see what I got. Some entertainment for you or for us. Where is my music? I'll be right back, guys. Let's share the link for me.
Get wala.
Yaire, 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 ira kuya yeluga o. Yaire, 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 playa de la no yeluga o. Sigere ya magenwo, sigere ya magenwo. Yaire kiyo, sigere ya magenwo. Please what the dino mole. Sigere ya magenwo, yaire kiyo wa. Playa de dino mole.
Hello to all my fans around the world. My name is Marie Nyanambo, the queen of traditional music. The only thing I want you to do to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on WhatsApp, I'm on Amo. Just subscribe to my channel. Promote me, my fans. Subscribe to my channel.
Subscribe, guys. Thank you.
Choice National Cheerleading. Masih konji aple chiko ini apa bosu koja wiali. Andrew Sua. Is that somewhere? Tabelane. Tebeki boy. Kenanone. Rabbe juwe wade. Rabbe we serane. Nese juwe wade. Jeje pole serane. Yeba jeje pole lo. Umumu depo. Yeba bla 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 weja. Umumu depo.
All right, Joe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Voice of SINOE in the Diaspora with Doc Sayopo, the Esoteric. We're coming to you live from Prosper Park, Pennsylvania, these United States of America. Wonderful day. We are just a few days away from the new year. Weather-wise in Pennsylvania, we have some flurries here today, windy this afternoon. A little bit of snow out here, but it just abated. Yeah, basically that's it. It's not too cold out here. It's a wonderful weather here. Despite the little flurries. My kids are going crazy a little bit when they saw the snowflakes out there. All right, for the show today, what do we have for you? Let's see, Mountain, Othello and Kolo will win Dark Side for the Esoteric. Trust me. Okay, let's see how it plays out over there. We want to go into the election that's coming up in North Dakota pretty soon. All right, again, welcome on board. Let's get the show on the way here. Doing an hour, 30 minutes, and I should be done with you today on the platform. So please share the link for us as you get on, please. We highly appreciate that. You can also subscribe to our YouTube page, Madison Freeman, and we are right there, MADISONFREEMAN. And you can watch us on your big screen TV on YouTube as well. All right, so for today's discussion, let's go straight into our headlines here. What we have for you, we just have the greetings, happy birthday greetings first. All right, I just saw two persons celebrated a birthday. So Teresa, the people will say Teresa Salif and Osiris. Osiris, other people will say it Goa or Gawa. They celebrated their birth anniversary, so we can start the show with our first doing a shout out to Osiris and Teresa, who celebrated their big days. Okay, let's see here. Ladies before gentlemen, so right here is Teresa Salif. Teresa is a wonderful lady. She actively involved into our organization activities here. She's a best friend of the president. This is one of the ladies, the backbone of the national president, even when she was a chapter president. So Teresa, on behalf of the office of the president, we want to say happy belated birthday to you. We wish you all the best and many more happy returns. Okay, that's Teresa Salif celebrated her birthday. We also want to do a shout out to Comrade Osiris Goa, the Egyptian god. The God and Jesus, they have the same birthday, and Jesus is his God, and he himself is a God. So I don't know, but yeah, he's a good brother. He's a friend of mine, brother. I don't have a lot of friends, so he's one of my friends. I got maybe 2 friends, JB and Osiris. Those are my friends. So Osiris, I want to say a happy belated birthday to you. I wish you many more years. Osiris was the chairman for the convention committee for the 2021 convention in Florida. He did a marvelous job. He conducted a convention pretty well. Wonderful guy. He's also currently the secretary for the Delaware Valley Chapter, United Support Association in Americas. He's doing a marvelous job in this chapter, putting out information and letting the members know. All right, so I'm happy to have such a man sitting in my capacity. You know, a great man cannot leave, and you have, a novice or somebody who doesn't know what he or she is doing. So we're happy that brother has hit another milestone. We wish you many more happy return Osiris. Okay, that's Osiris there. Those are the people that I saw celebrating a birthday. So if you're out there celebrating your birthday, we want to say happy birthday to you. Wish you many more. Okay, so let me get to the next thing that I want to talk about on the platform today. This one is a reminder to the members. The national president of the United Support Association, President Francess Myers, her inauguration is scheduled again for March the 5th, 2022. So we want to keep reminding the members to mark that date. March the 5th, 2022 is the inauguration of the national president, of the president-elect. This lady right here, Madam Francess Myers, is inauguration. All right, and we'll be bringing the information out to you pretty soon. She is bringing a big fetch, for the guest speaker. We're not bringing her name now until it is finalized, but she is bringing a powerful lady to be the guest speaker as well as the instructing officer. So she's bringing great people. So you don't want to miss that occasion. Again, it's the March the 5th, 2022 is the inauguration of the national president, or the president-elect, President Francess Myers. Okay, you have to understand she was elected in Florida as together with several officers, and she is deputized by Honorable William Malley. William Malley is the vice president to Madam Francess Myers. So the inauguration will be pretty soon March. It's not too far away, 2022. And we'll be breaking all the details to you sooner rather than later. All right, that's an update that I wanted to give you. Let me see also here what I want to share with you. Let's give you a little bit of update from North Dakota. North Dakota, it looks things have changing in North Dakota every now and then. Okay, so the development here from North Dakota. Before we share that development with you, I will be right back here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Voice of SINOE in the Diaspora with Esoteric. Okay, the breaking news we are getting from North Dakota, USAA North Dakota chapter. Before then, the contender to the incumbent, which is President Othello and Kolo, Joshua Kolo. He was previously, we were hearing information that he was going to be challenged by Mr. Ocampo Solo. All right, but from the development that we gathered from that meeting yesterday, the political variables have changed in North Dakota. And so we are told that the contender or the rival to the incumbent, which is this guy right here, he is the current president Othello, and Kolo is the president of the North Dakota chapter, and he is seeking re-election. All right, Mr. Kolo is seeking re-election. Let me straighten this out a little bit. So Mr. Kolo is seeking re-election, and he is second term actually is going for. But we are told from the meeting yesterday, Ocampo Solo, usually, we'll talk about him a little bit. This is the guy that wanted to challenge the incumbent, the current president. But we will go into that in a little bit, because it's a separate talking point with Ocampo, okay? But right now, we are focusing on A. Melvin Dewar. A. Melvin Dewar is now challenging. From yesterday meeting, A. Melvin Dewar wants to be the president of the USAA North Dakota Chapter, going against the God, Nyoswa, in Sapo, Nyoswa is God. You know, so Dewar is going against Othello and Kolo right now. The campaigns are on in North Dakota. The tension, peaceful tension. It's not rivalry, but politics, competition that comes with a rigorous and robust debate. So we were told yesterday from our meeting, it was cordial, it was friendly. But I will give you some other information from our meeting yesterday. But again, the challenge to the incumbent president in North Dakota is A. Melvin Dewar. Okay, other people call him Alfred Gbodweh Jr. He is the contender. He going against the incumbent. Can he relegate Othello Kolo? Well, I cannot make the prediction. I'm not too sure what the electorates are thinking, But I can conjecture for sure one or two things that I can give you my opinion if I were to opine on the both candidates in North Dakota. Othello Kolo, for sure, he has been doing a marvelous job running that chapter. Othello on the former president, Mr. Geleo, even though that chapter, the paperwork, everything was started by Obaku Yema. He started the chapter. So all the former president did was to just do the inauguration of the new administration on Othello Kolo. So on Geleo at the time North Dakota was the youngest, the man used to call it my baby, So North Dakota, but Othello did a marvelous job, and he's still doing a marvelous job in that chapter, getting the members going, and getting people on board. He's a great guy. But yeah, you see, it's not about, Othello, maybe his shortcoming, if you ask me, is maybe but that's not all to it when it comes to leadership, right? It's not about the fancy speech, the ability to cajole the people with, fancy English grammar, But what I will tell Othello is communicate with the people in the language they can understand. What I can say for sure of A. Melvin Dewar, he's a sweet talker. He's a very good talker. I can tell you for sure. He's very smooth when it comes to speech. He's been in the political arena for a little bit. I engaged the brother. He's a very fine speaker, But when it comes to leadership, when it comes to mobilization, I'm not quite sure what Melvin can keep up with Othello Kolo. Othello Kolo is a good mobilizer. He has the ability to reach out to people. So it would be a fun team. Either way, I'm not against the two gentlemen. Okay, either way it goes, the chapter will be represented by decent sons of the union. Okay, but I just giving you the strength and the weaknesses. So assuming Othello gets re-elected, Melvin has been working with him. So if I were Othello, if I win, I will hire Mr. Gbodweh to be Mr. Dewey to be maybe my publicist, to be the let's just say the public religious man, to be the publicist for your chapter. He's a good and smooth talker, But for me, when it comes to leadership, leadership has a lot of things in it. But the element of mobilization, of keeping the people together, I think it's a strength on the part of Othello Kolo. And let's see how it played during the campaigning, during the debate, how the guys would sell themselves to the people. But Othello, again, I think it was Julius Malemu, one of those guys that said, speak the English that the people, or the language that the people understand. All right. So if the United Support Association is not an English organization. It's a SAPO organization. So if Melvin wants to bring plenty of grammar, speak the original language to the people. Let their message go across. That's the point. Let the people understand what is being sold to them, so that what they say, speak the language that the people will understand. But I know for sure Melvin, he speaks the language, the original language very well. So it will be a very entertaining debate and discussion. We want to see the platforms of the two candidates. Now, the vice president, Melvin Dewey, by the way, he was the vice president of the Minnesota chapter. When you were in Minnesota, to Casey Wiley, he was the vice president. He resigned on principle, doing the right thing, given the consistent violation of that chapter constitution, other activities, infringing on the rights of the leaders over there. They thought that, he thought to get out of the way. And besides, I think he went to North Dakota, he changed his state. And so he thought to, just create room for another person to take on leadership in Minnesota. All right, so North Dakota is coming up. So the election day, I'm told, will be January the 22nd, 2022. All right, January 22, 2022. All right, will be election day in North Dakota, and President Othello Kolo and A. Melvin Dewey will be lacking Democratic horns at the ballot box. And see, again, I don't know. I can't make prediction right now, but I know the guys are strong. Both candidates are very strong, and we're going to see how it plays out. All right. So we wish the both of you well. Keep the debate on issues, what you can do for the people. It's not about, going personal. I know Melvin Dewey is about issues. The same thing, the incumbent is about issue as well. So let's see. We'll be following the development, the electoral process in North Dakota closely. Now, here is another thing that we want to tell you about North Dakota. Mr. Ocampo Solo was one of the guys whose name we were hearing for a while. He wanted to be the contender to the incumbent, Othello Kolo. But for whatever reason, the political calculus has changed. All right, so Ocampo has exited. He exits the political highway, or the Democratic highway in North Dakota. Now, the exiting of Mr. Ocampo Solo is a victory for the union. And the reason why it's a victory for the union is Mr. Ocampo is a staunch apologist of the former president who divided our union. So the tactics before then was they wanted to have made Mr. Ocampo the president for North Dakota, so North Dakota can go to the divided group, or the defectors, as we call them, the people that polarize the union. And so Ocampo is one of the representatives of the former president in North Dakota. But the incumbent, Mr. Othello Kolo, being a political tactician, being a political technocrat, the guys that did the political maneuverings in North Dakota. And so later on, from the political maneuverings of the incumbent, the apologists of Mr. Geleo, Mr. Ocampo, realized that he cannot win the election. An election is time consuming, is resources consuming, and all of that. So the guy looked at the political terrain and he realized that no need to waste the time, because all the members before Evie Ocampo came on the scene, they were all looking in the direction of the incumbent, Mr. Othello Kolo. But now, again, ladies and gentlemen of the union, this is a victory for the union. The president, the former president, Geleo, and his followers, they are realizing that all the people are coming on board of the union. They don't want division in the union. So Ocampo realized that, the people are not gravitating towards me. So it makes sense for me not to be in the race, And so now we have two sons. Again, it's the right of Mr. Ocampo to participate in the process. But what is the point of getting in a race when it's clear that you can win? Because when we go to a meeting, more than two persons cannot even vouch for him. And so they were talking about Othello Kolo. Actually, they were talking about Othello and Othello, but then the man did, trying to, every time he goes to the other person to support him, he says, oh, I'm for Othello. When he goes this way, they say, oh, I'm supporting Othello. He's doing great here in the chapter. If people are not even willing to do stuff, the man, he willing to do everything. If you are at work, if you are not available, you will not say, oh, since that job is for you and you are not available, I will fold my hands. It's not for me. Othello, during the last convention, that brother was all over the place. He was literally, doing everything. He got the team on their feet and everybody. He galvanized the whole community, and we had a splendid convention. All right. So that's a victory for the union. Ocampo, the surrogate of the former president, the guys that are fighting to divide the union, is out of the race. And so that's another victory for the union. After the money, the $90,000 is no longer in the possession of Mr. Geleo, is in the IOTA, the lawyer's account right now. So it's another victory for the union. And now his supporter has ran out of the race, because they can't win. Right now, Iowa, the so-called vice president of Green Coat Geleo, Dave Cooley, is illegally holding power in Iowa. He has two issues on him. They say he's the national president, and the Constitution of the USAA does not allow one person to serve in two capacities, as like national level and the local level at the same time, like at the presidential level. So Dave Cooley is holding power because he wants that chapter to be on Green's side. All right. And that's why he doesn't want to relinquish power to the vice president. And the vice president was on the platform the other time and said, oh, I don't know why. The guy is just here illegally calling himself president, because the chapter, as a matter of fact, we are not in support of him for the fact that he did something shady. He took money and put it in our account, $45,900. He put it in our account. And he said the money is not for us, but he's sending them. Why send the money in our account if you say it's not for us? You are sending it to different people. You're sending it to yourself and all of that. So for that, the members in Iowa, they are not in favor of Dave Cooley being the president. But the guy is forcing himself. That's that African leadership mentality. It's not all, though. That tendency of staying in power in perpetuity, even if you are wrong, if the people don't want you, but they want to stay there. So Dave Cooley is still hanging on to power over there. The members are fighting to make sure that he leaves, but he has a few persons that are supporting him. They want Green Coat Geleo illegal convention to be held in North Dakota, not North Dakota, but Iowa. And so Dave Cooley wants to be the national vice president for Green Geleo, and at the same time, the local chapter president. And then the last time I spoke with the vice president, Abel said, "Oh, my brother, the guys, they are doing their own thing here. You know, the guy doesn't want to listen. They are forcing himself to be here. The members order them. They say they don't want him, but you know." That dictatorship, the man is a dictator. If you are wrong, instead of honorably leaving power, honorably, they force themselves until the people wake up and they push them out of power. The African leaders now, the same way they ran Blaise Compaoré out of power. Now, what they will be doing to Dave Cooley sooner rather than later. But, Ocampo, his own, he said, let me do it honorably. Since the electorates are not in my favor, they are not looking in my direction, let me get out. So Ocampo, I respect the brother for getting out of the way so that the two sons, which had a daughter participating over there in our local election, but fortunately no daughter in the race for now. But let's see how it plays out in North Dakota. We wish President Kolo well. We wish A. Melvin Dewey well in the local election over there.
Daddy,
You are? Hungry?
yeah,
All right.
when we go to McDonald's, can you buy a fish fillet and barbecue sauce?
Okay.
And with fries and chicken nuggets and a barbecue sauce.
Okay.
This time I will not bother you.
All right. Thank you. All right. They will more put in your order. All right, so guys, that's it. We wish the two guys were North Dakota. Now, let me get you some information on North Dakota as well, besides the presidential election. Again, I told you that the election, just to repeat.
Can you order something for Treasure too?
Sure. So, the election in North Dakota, again, is January the 22nd, 2022. It will be election day in North Dakota. We'll be carrying out that event live. We'll be relaying on Voice of SINOE. February 19, 2022, after January, because because the national convention and other thing, the national inauguration is also coming up. So they wanted to the guys want to get their things out of the way. So after the election, January 22nd, February 19 will be the inauguration of the person who will win in North Dakota. Okay, either the incumbent, Mr. Othello, Kolo, or this guy right here, or A. Melvin Dewey. We don't know. Okay, so that's it. So February the 19th will be the inauguration in North Dakota from the election that will be held. Again, I told you Othello Kolo is going for a second term, and A. Melvin Dewey is the challenger. Ocampo Solo exited the political reign because he can see the light of victory in his favor. Now, during the meeting yesterday, it was a wonderful meeting. Right here, you see the members. By the way, these are Mr. Over here at the back here, this is Mr. Maya Tully, great man, he's a board member over there representing that chapter. He's doing great, working with the local leaders over there. And they had a wonderful meeting yesterday. See the members here relaxing. That whole place, I was told, it was incapacitated, no space in our room. The photographer took the picture from the angle. The guy in the red here is the incumbent. You see, of course, the president, so the focus is on him. And the guy at the end here with the paper in his hand is the challenger, A. Melvin Dewey. Okay, so yesterday was a wonderful meeting. They also discussed that it was concluded during the meeting that August, the weekend of the 4th to the 7th, will be, you have to understand, North Dakota is hosting the convention, next year convention. So they agreed during that meeting that August, from the 4th to the 7th, that weekend would be the National Convention weekend. That's when they selected unanimously. That weekend was selected by the members. From the 4th to the 7th would be the National Convention. So, of course, 4th would be a welcome night, And then the fifth other issue, I haven't seen the whole itinerary of the convention or the whole program, but mark your calendar from the 4th to the 7th August 2022 will be the National Convention in North Dakota. So the members have agreed on the date, all right, of the convention. Those that want to purchase your tickets, you can start doing your ticket search now. Reservations, the information will be coming up pretty soon for discount and those things. All right, so save the date. All right, yeah, that's something that I wanted to share with you from North Dakota for that wonderful meeting yesterday. Yeah, I think I gave you the update about the national inauguration that's coming up March the 5th. All right, March the 5th, 2022 will be President Myers' inauguration in Philadelphia. And just to recap, she is bringing a big fish, okay? The guest speaker, powerful lady. She will be here as the guest speaker. We will not disclose the name right now until everything is finalized, but we are working on the communication to send to the office of the guest. Also, she is bringing somebody, a high-class person, to be the instructing officer. All right, so 2022 inauguration in Philadelphia, you don't want to miss it. March the 5th, 2022, you have to be in Philadelphia. All right, it's a must. Dr. Yopude is authorizing you to come and see the great man being inaugurated as the Secretary General of the Union. From the local chapter secretary, from being the national publicist, chairman of the publicity committee, the position now that has been bastardized by some dude, you know. And now the people say, Dr. Yopude, you did a magnificent work or job, and so you will be elevated to the national position of as the amanuense, Secretary General. Other people say chief scribe and all of that, you know, but that scribe thing has a biblical content, historical context to it. So I'd rather say secretary or the amanuense. All right, so be here for the inauguration of the great woman. You can't miss that. The speech also, you know, she also speaks unity 24/7. I think you read the Christmas message. It was all about unity. She calling on all members of the union to allow the past to bury the past. Okay, let her turn a new page. I think it was the theme of that message. Let's turn a new page. We are going in a new year, and let the old things stay in the past. However, in the last paragraph, I think she still said justice, because you can't do new things in the absence of justice. And so she said justice will still prevail in the union. Everything else, let's try to unify, call each other. If you are not speaking to somebody in the prior year, call that person, you know, because Madam President Francess Myers is the president of law and order. Because law and order, they are twins, you know. If you don't have law, you can't have order. You know, the two of them, we call them conjoined twins. You know, if you try to separate them, out of two of them will die or one of them will die. We don't want that to be done. And so justice and order, or law and order, they exist simultaneously. One cannot exist without the order. And so President Myers said, let's turn a new page. However, we cannot sacrifice justice. We can't say we want peace and we don't want law to be enforced. We don't want to obey our Constitution and those things. If that is the case, we don't want to obey the Constitution, then what is the point of writing that document? So we have to follow the laws, the structure that we put in place. All right, that's something that we wanted to tell you. Let's go to something else here that we want to tell you here on the platform today. This one we call 2021 Major Developments in Review. All right, so we want to review 2021, a lot of happiness, okay? A lot of things went on 2021, all right? At least year in review from the perspective of Voice of SINOE, okay? So year in review will be different for other people. But I'm looking at it year in review from SINOE County and that of the United Southwest Association from the perspective. That's what I'm looking at it from, okay? So before we go to year in review, let me look at some of the comments here that are trending. No problem, Honorable Martin Goso Zawanja, okay? Consider me as your pro Othello and Kolo, okay? God bless USAA North Dakota Chapter. The president is talking over there. Dr. Ayopode, you are doing a marvelous job, Chief. Okay, thank you, Laura. I believe Othello is the rightful person to elect. Okay, let's see, please. Othello, VOSD is watching, okay, from my residence. All right, those are some of the comments I'm seeing so far. Let's see from my inbox here too. Let me see what's obtaining. Some of the comments, and when I'm on, people be sending comments. Watching, okay, thank you for watching. My man Jala. You gotta watch on the main platform, or you're watching it from YouTube. That's also fine with me. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a good observation over there somebody made. They say they hope that Green is not passing through junior, but I mean, Du has graduated. Mr. Gbodweh, I'm quite sure he's not going to be leaning Green when he becomes president. But even though the brother is fluid, I can remember historically, we established a group called USAA Social, Political, and Economic Reformers, and Mr. Gbodweh was one of the guys. We sent him to go and negotiate with the former president, Geleo, and he was through the process proselytized. He was recruited by the former president, Geleo. You know, the guy, he's a rhetorician. You know, he sweet talked Melvin Gbodweh, and the next thing we saw, Albert Gbodweh coming with different level now, but you know, let what we're green. And the man became a spokesperson for the former president. But given what is going on right now, Mr. Gbodweh, I can show you Mr. Gbodweh is not going to go in that direction. Because number one, Mr. Gbodweh bought his ticket. He flew to North Dakota for the convention. He participated. He brought a new president to power. So I don't think he's going to join Green to divide the union. Number two, Mr. Gbodweh, he tried to bring Mr. Geleo on board. Mr. Geleo did not listen to him. And number three, Mr. Gbodweh's father tried in negotiating. Mr. Geleo tried negotiating. They went as far as sending the old man to the bank to wait. And the old man sat there forever, only to tell the old man said they're not coming. So Mr. Gbodweh, Melvin Gbodweh, will not allow this sort of humiliation that was inflicted on Gbodweh, his father, and then he would take that chapter when he wins. If when he wins, to start joining Green Kodro is a slim possibility. I don't want to think so. Mr. Gbodweh, Jr., Alfred Gbodweh Jr. would not go that route. He wouldn't want somebody to keep disrespecting him 24/7. Somebody who embezzled $90,000 for which nothing has been done for our people in Liberia. I don't think Melvin Gbodweh wants to put himself in that situation. So he's my brother. We've been together for a long time, and I don't think that when he makes a decision in the case of deciding to leave Green, as far as resigning from the local chapter over there because of some of the things that Green was doing, I don't think Mr. Gbodweh Jr., when he wins, he will somersault to start to lean and try to support the bad practices that he already rejected. You know, so the possibilities are very, very slim. But when they're to stop the voting, I don't trust him. Well, we can be incredulous, but there is, I think, again, Jala Gbodweh took his time and went to Florida. He did not go to Green Kodro convention. So that tells me that the brother, even though when he went to Florida last minute of time, he wanted to run. You know, if that's his way he do it, he doesn't he wanted to run to be president. He had a desire a long time why he didn't put the team together. But now, you know, I understand the mayor is now. He's a fluid, he's a good talker, you know. So Gbodweh is good at talking, and so right now I understand it will be a serious competition in North Dakota. But the brother knows how to talk, So there are people right now that are gravitating towards him, Yeah, but we'll be looking at the issues. All right. Information coming to me now. They say Mr. Geleo is now calling Alfred Gbodweh Jr. because of his desire. But again, green is, if you are drowning, you got to try to catch anything that floats on top of the water. So the guy is drowning, so he'll make an attempt. He will try certain people and say, let me just try my luck. If you don't try, you never know. But I can vouch for you now that Junior he will not spoil his own name. My own brother there, he will not look at somebody who divided the union, who established an organization where the organization is led by the Gbodweh. It's a family organization. Junior you wouldn't want to go in that situation. Cameron Ross, I should say Cameron Ross, Gbodweh, Bocheme, Leah Moen, Gbodweh, Queen, Joy Seyon Gbodweh, chairperson, Samuel Gbodweh, publicity man, Stebusine Gbodweh, project man, let's just say Dave Kuri Gbodweh, and all the Gbodwehs, they run the organization. So Lisa Fali Gbodweh, board member. So the organization is not for Gbodweh. There wouldn't noble Gbodweh. No, there are a lot of them though. But like you see, Winnie Gbodweh, great lady, Milton Gbodweh, they all for the right thing. They don't say because that family organization, so I want whole position in it too. They don't believe in that nepotistic style of leadership. No, they believe in democracy, earning it, fighting and earning it. You yourself, let the people, you should merit that position and not because of family shit, So that's why so Junior wouldn't want to be part of that family stuff they're going on, they're having over there now. And again, Junior, take for example, Isaiah Mane, or let's say, Mr. Mane, Claudio Mane, right? The guy went over there, they paid their fee. I think he made $500. He's the only man I went to 2 conventions. He paid $500 in Minnesota. He didn't pay that $500 enough in Florida. But the 3 projects that he agreed on, Green Geo turned around and said, you know what? I ain't get time for the single people. They not divide palava hot. As the kind of thing that Gbodweh will go support that sectional thing the guys are on over there. No. So Mr. Mane regretted why he spent that money. Because the palava hut the people supposed to build in Pelican, they abandoned it. They abandoned that palava hut. So Junior, Mr. Gbodweh will now want to pay to Green again. And then at the end of the day, Green will say, you will go take. So the guy, if you go to Google Images, right? They got all these plans online. You can, anything you want, you can get it. You go to Google Images, you want or contrast those things. The man will just go on Google Image and put it on Facebook. We are building a convention center in Monrovia, Liberia. Just say, my money-making machine. Even though you're a money-making machine, but I took the $90,000. You got a machine that can make money, and you don't tell the machine to go take money, to just generate some money, and you say, money-making machine, and this is the $5,000 for the Google image that I just put outside, so we can get convention center in Monrovia, Liberia. The man is just a big follower. The announcement that Francess made when she went to Liberia, the people made a proposal, Chairman Kolo, and said, we need a convention center. You guys have to do something. Green Heart Latina, he wanted glory. So he put a dummy, it's all about propaganda now. It's all about he running campaign. He put the image out. And we are building foreign capacity structure, a convention center for the Sapo people. And Joyce, my money-making machine, $65,000 right now. Take it from the $90,000 that I took from the account, and stuff of that nature. So those guys, Green is a follower. The other day, Francess went during the celebration of Mr. Robert Doe. She send and call the people, give $1,000 for their little tea, and so they can drink some water. Green send request quickly. I want to talk to Francess. Just talk to her. I want to talk. So the man got on the phone. He got on the stuff and hey, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I will call Jocelyn to come and make some little donation to your too. Send Francess $1,000, and so she can go to the $90,000 and send some money to that kind of thing. you know. But anyway, yes, I mean, yeah, that's true. I can remember vividly the people asking when you went to Liberia, they're asking for that same convention hall. They wanted green, refused. You say, I'll get time for that thing you're on my own team. I put our hall I want. You know, and the people say, no, sir, we are on the ground. We know what we want. So follow what we are asking you to do. The video say, no, other one will tell you what I want and I will build it here. You know, you remember when you were making, even if the people from Pine Time, you were putting the guy was talking down to the people you were saying, you know, J.E. Green, the man who they name it after, the man built structure over here, and the people in Pine Town, they abandoned that building, you know, and the people in Pine Town or Kabade people, they don't like development. I will force it on them. I said, they got you talking to the people like that. I will force development on them. So right now, the development, the man can force some people that palava hurts, you know. It's not about empowering the people academically, give them knowledge, you know, because if you give these people knowledge, right, when you have lawyers, engineers, doctors, and different capacity, you know, lecturer, professors, they will never build palava hut all over the place. If you want 20 palava huts, they will build it. You make them business entrepreneurs, those things. Why do you think they have Trump Tower and all the things? Because Trump is a businessman. Why are you talking about Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, those people? They are business people. You know, so they can build, you see Amazon, one building here, the whole of Sano County, you know. So if you give the people knowledge, they will build any palava hall that you want, you know, but they can't understand palava perspective. It's all about palava huts, palava huts, palava huts. You know, they went dance in March to go dedicate palava huts. Meanwhile, our people don't get knowledge, they gain scholarship. Anyway, let's go to year in review. All right. So year in review, not in specific order, we'll just give you a couple of things to reflect on the prior year in review. Not in specific order again, I will just mix it up. Anything comes to mind, I'll just share with you. So year in review, number one, we want to start with, of course, 20, this year, right? Yeah, last year, August, this year, August. Yeah, I'm terrible with time. Anyway, so the national president, Mr. Geleo, was replaced with President Frances Myers. That's something that happened last year, right? All right. She was elected the national president of our organization, replacing Greenco Geleo, who refused to come to the ballot box, who declared his own convention in Minnesota. And so that he would be Ayatollah, he would be calling on Joyce who did to get money for it because Joyce alone can get money. You know, so he was replaced. He refused, the man afraid of competition. You know, so Francess announced to run against him, and the man said, you know what, I don't want to be disgraced by that woman. And so what I can do is I will declare my own convention in Minnesota, even though constitutionally I don't have the authority to do so. All right, so that's one thing that happened at the last year. Also last year, the board of directors, under the chairmanship of Mr. Isis Sabwe, Mr. Geleo was reminded that he is no longer the president of the union because he has lived beyond his constitutional allowed time frame. And so the board wrote a letter that reminded Mr. Geleo that his time was over in office, and that made the man angry. He threw this infantile temper tantrum, you know, and how he declared another convention in Minnesota. Nobody should remind him because he is the Alpha and the Omega. He is the Ayatollah. He is the God of the United Sapota Association, and nobody should remind him about the time he's supposed to stay in power. And so last year, the board of directors, they reminded Mr. Geleo that his time was over. If he wants to be re-elected, the board of directors, they will constitute the electoral, they will work along with the chapter presidents to set up election commission. And Mr. Geleo wants to be president, he can come by to Florida. And Mr. Geleo said, no, I'm not doing that. I want Joyce to make me president in Minnesota. All right, that's something that happened last year. Last year or this year, I mean, again, I'm just giving you a review. Another development we had this year is relatively recent, the USAA. And you know, we are in court right now. Mr. Geleo was sued by the organization and the money was put into a IOTA account. Our money is not in Green Code Geleo possession anymore. It's in the lawyer's possession. All right. So the money was sent into the IOTA account. All right. The same year in review, we also discovered that Mr. Geleo went in our account, and as a matter of fact, he took on $90,000. First, he went there and took $50,000. He went back and took $40,000. In 2 days, he took $90,000. Prior to that, he took $2,500. He gave it to, I don't know who he gave it to, a family member or so. That's $90,000. He also went by the board told him not to withdraw, take money from the account. He sent a voucher, and the board said, no, sir, don't take the money. He defied the board. He took the $7,236.28. He went to Liberia to dance. He sent Darius Moyen to withdraw money. Yes, the $40,000 slip. Year in review, he also took $2,000. The board instructed him to give the money to Gbodweh Foley to go do business for the organization as a member of the board of directors. And the late vice president, God Seditafen, was selected from the executive committee, but it was total $4,000 were approved by the board, but the former president gave the former vice president, the late vice president, $2,000, and the $2,000 that should have been given to Gbodweh Foley because of personal reasons. All right. Year in review as well, the vice president of Green Code Geleo, Dave Cooley, took whatever loan or whatever shady thing he did. He took $45,900, put it in our local chapter account. When the chapter asked him why he put the money in the account, well, he said the money is for him, but why you put your private money in our account, he could not explain that part of it. So investigation going on currently right now. Year in review also, relatively recent, this man was elected chairman of the SAPO, the Polo Development Organization in Liberia. His name is George Gate. He was recently elected. He replaced Mr. David D. Cole, who served before. Year in review, we want to run through a couple of things here. Year in review, also, again, not in specific order, we are just giving you things right now. Year in review, the senator of Sino County, Milton Tiaje, took Patricia promo card using his power. The lady sent a car to Liberia. Milton Tiaje confiscated the car. He says it's for him. He changed the VIN number and everything, and put details on it. The car is 2007 vehicle, BMW, but Milton changed all the document and pulled 2017, and all of that. So that's something you have to know. Year in review. Let's see here. Also, year in review, ladies and gentlemen. Madam Gbodweh Foley was also petitioned by the Rural Women Association in Liberia, in Sino County. They petitioned her. Also, a year in review, Tape Zaza launched a charitable organization in Liberia, Foundation for Christ, something. I can't remember the full name right now. Again, we told you a year in review, the former president, Geleo, this man right here, he embezzled $90,000 of the people, the SAPO Association in the account in the Americas. He took $90,000, and right now we are in court for that $90,000 embezzled by the former president. Also, year in review, our 501c3 document expired on Greek Code Geleo. He had no reason to renew the document, and so when President Myers took over, the United States government wrote us that the 501c3 expired, but the president worked in conjunction with the board of directors, and the 501c3 document was restored, and that's the people in front of you right there. We are doing year in review. Also, I think it was last year. Yeah, Sino County Senator Milton Tiaje was declared guilty for corruption. He was fined $50,000. Up to now, he hasn't paid that. Year in review again. This man divided an organization inherited in whole. Green Code Geo, so he divided the USAA. That's something you have to know for the prior year. USAA completed Nessus Quarter in Liberia. All right, that's something you also have to know. Year in review, United Support Association. You know, I'm saying it because the project, the money did not come from Green Pocket. So I can say Green completed Nessus Quarter. The United Support Association, they gave their mandate to Green. The people wanted 3 buildings. And because of Green cantankerous attitude, the people reduced the 3 buildings to 1 building in North Dakota. You know, so the year in review, the Nessus Quarter was completed. The man, Green Geleo, wanted to dance. And so he wants to take glory for something that he reduced from 3 to 1. And so he was forced to, he wanted to go to Liberia to dance, to take glory. And so he took 7,000 from the people account when the boss said, don't take the money. All right. Year in review, let's see. We have tragedies, some tragedies in our community. We lost our former vice president, Mr. God said at the top of him, his soul rest in peace. We also lost our son, Tiko Sua. We had a couple of deaths in the community. Honorable Johnny Clarke. We had, I think a couple of years ago, I think we had the former superintendent as well, Mr. Kolo, passed away. We also currently right now we have another sister. Mana Hawks is now in Philadelphia, is now in Philadelphia. Neri. So a lot of tragedies. We lost the former minister of public works, Mabutu Yimpa. You know, so we had a lot of tragedies in the community nationwide. Year in review. Also, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. Let me get some things for you here. Year in review. Some of the things that I want to share with you. If you can remember something, just drop it. We can share with the people if you can remember anything. Let's see here. Year in review. Let me give you some things. Year in review, the great Dr. You put that. We wrote an article how to go ahead with progress in the union. We gave a bunch of ideas, but you know the former president did not listen, and so we are where we are right now. Year in review. Again, I told you, Madam President, Francess Miles, who was the local chapter president for Delaware Valley, she became the national president. As a result, Mr. Mason Toba became the president of the Delaware Valley chapter, the biggest chapter in the union. His secretary is Osiri Goa. Year in review, we have other developments. Let me see things that I want to. Year in review, Mr. Geleo and the follower, they illogically celebrate anything. If they're causing confusion, they dance. In the middle of the coronavirus, they will have meetings and dance, and the man say, oh, I don't want to put people life in danger, so I'm not going to convention. Then the next day we'll go and call a party. They will start to dance and all those different things. Yes, I told you about the $2,000. Mr. Geleo wanted more money after taking the $90,000. He said, you know what? I'm not tired. I want the $90,000. So he filed a fraud claim. Wells Fargo rejected his claim. Okay, that was rejected by Wells Fargo. Let me see.
Let me test my sound quality.
Let me see. Let me talk to the fella there. Hey, baby. There we are. Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna show you. Let me wrap up quick. All right. Yeah. So you know, when the phone lady calls, we have to pick up the phone now. You know. All right. So, let's see some of the things here in review. Let me give you a couple of things. Let's see here. We have the representative of Sino County, Honorable Zaza, was honored as the lawmaker of the year. Multiple organizations they honor him as the best lawmaker among 73 lawmakers in the Republic of Liberia, at least in the lower house. We have year in review. Our Senator Milton Teje opposed people getting jobs in our county for the 6% from Tajawan. I mean, the Sincon and the Wakaba statutory districts. He opposed for the people to get jobs. You see, the districts were bookers. And after the people were confirmed, he said he wanted to amend booker districts and those things. Those are some of the things that were happening last year. Let's see a year in review. Let's look at some of the things here. Year in review, we also have on the political front, Mr. Kai Geleo exited the political corridor, endorsing, congratulating, if you like, Mr. Wlai Yante to be the candidate for the Cabo de Bell. And then the women endorsed Kala Jabele from the Johnson area. All right. Year in review. All right, so let's see. Let's look at some development from year in review. Evangelist James Carlo donated some school supplies to the school in Kojai and stuff of that nature. Although he's supporting the man, Geleo, who refused to give our children scholarship. He's supporting the man. Year in review. Let me see. Let me look at a couple of things here for you. We have many high-class guests on the platform, like Professor Panton. We had the city mayor of Bitterroot City, Madame Dover. She came here preaching unity, and the professor gave a perspective on political developments in Santa County and the United Support Association in America and stuff of that nature. Year in review, the young people of Santa County. They read the profile of Senator Teje, they calling all the names, criminal, economic robber, and all that stuff. Let's see. Year in review. What are some of the things we can still remember? Let's see. Let me look at some notes that I made here. Year in review, Madam Kamala Ross, who was in the position holder. She became chairman of the Green Code Association in Minnesota, taking $28,000 and sending it to Liberia. She's a nurse. Instead of sending our children to school to get education, she'd rather build, guest house, a building for guests and not to educate our children. So she said, she had a briefing with her team. We are not touching the $90,000 that Green stole from the people. We'll use our $60,000 or pledges, if you like. But now, time for court. She said, "Oh, you know what? We use $28,000 from the $90,000." That's something that went on last year. And we gave her a caveat to back up from what Green is doing because she's a professional. She has a license to defend, and Green Code Geleo doesn't have nothing to defend. And so when she wants to defraud a not-for-profit organization that is certified by the U.S. government, then she is putting her license in danger because we can write the Board of Nations to let them know that this is what this lady is doing. And then the people will start to do an investigation. So we issue a caveat to her. Let's see. Let me look at other developments. Mr. Manning, Clarke Manning, was hosted as a guest, and she indicted the media for being the problem in the community and stuff of that nature. Let's see other things that we want to talk about. Yeah, Green Code Geleo hired a good law firm but because he did not furnish accurate information to the lawyer, John Wesley, and the man left Green, and so Green was forced to hire a Somalian lawyer, the guy who doesn't speak English, who is struggling right now. But Green rather give money to a Somalian man rather than taking care of our people. So we have to be in court. All right, he came to Philadelphia during the burial of funeral service of his former vice president, Gus Sedetaff, and he said, "This is not time for peace. It's not now. Right now, it's not time for peace." Even though he was standing in front or over the body of the vice president, and he called the man revolutionary vice president, potent vice president, the great vice president, the best in the union. And he turned around and said, over the man body, this is not time for peace. All right, he left the funeral celebration. He went to Priscilla Tapado's place. They were drinking and they having party. He didn't go to the burial site. He did not go to the repast. They went to Priscilla Tapado's place only to discuss how they will retaliate. A project man, SINOE, will retaliate against Daxayopode for saying the truth, for exposing the corruption of my boss man, stuff of that nature. And recently the man also exposed himself. SINOE said, in danger, in tough times, that's when we can know the real family member. And so Geleo, Alexander Tote is not a real family member because he is not supporting the corruption of Green Geleo, and he, SINOE, is a real family member because he is supporting the corruption of Green Geleo. Those are some of the things we'll talk about. We'll introduce that new song to you, Lekoto. The people can be at the Lekoto table and they talk all sort of things. Let's see here in review what we talked about. Let's see. All right, so here in review, the former president said he will respond to people that are in the habit of insulting our elders and this stuff. So he was indirectly replying to Lisa Fowler and my man Samuel Shigbe that can be cussing people 24/7. So Mr. Geleo, even though he hasn't kept that promise that he's going to respond to the people that can be insulting and bullying people on Facebook and those stuff, up to now, Mr. Geleo has not responded to those people. I told you about Concerned Citizens Movement of SINOE, and I don't want the re-election, they oppose the re-election of Mr. Milton TJ and stuff of that nature. Let's see here in review some stuff that I want to. Here in review, we have what I call the Johnson Retired movement. They said they want to redeem Johnson, and so they sent 7 names for employment. They excluded all the women, no woman. They say, "Oh, we got one Madigo man, and that's justice." That's the Johnson Retired movement. They call themselves Redemptive Force. I had Jabba to be Bernard Jabba was the guest, the spokesperson for them. Let me see here in review what we have, or we had. I should say, let me see. Let me review some document here for you. Let's see. All right. Let me see. These are the things I can remember so far. Let me see some of your comment on the platform here that I'm training right now to share. Let me see some of the comments. Maybe people are saying something too as well. Yeah, no, that Mr. Gio, review the member was saying he didn't visit the family member when he came here. All right. Gio, he told someone that he never wanted to go that way, but his people have not paid the money, so he have to stand for them. Okay, I don't know what Jala is talking about. Watching you from Morovia, thank you for watching. I know I don't trust him. Okay, I think I've read that comment. So those are some of the comments that I'm following right now. In review, we have the document that we are still working on to know the culture and the history of the Sapo people. We've been reading that document. Mr. Geleo contravened the Constitution again. He's not following the Constitution. Right now, we don't know how many years he is serving for as the president for that chapter because he is not following the Constitution. So I don't know, maybe he's there forever because not when we went to Florida, when you were elected in Durham, North Carolina, you were elected for 3 years. And he said, we're in 2021, he said, oh, I'm still the president. And so we don't know how many years he's serving for as the president of the Green Code Geo Association, calling himself the president of the United Sapelo Association. Sleepy Snare wrote the Constitution. He said he had sleepless nights. He wrote a document, but he said, you know what? Green Code Geo should remain as president, even though the man is violating the Constitution. Sleepy said that the General Assembly should decide when the next convention should go. That why he put in the Constitution, but trying to obey that portion of the Constitution. Our brother said, you know what, family loyalty comes first. You know, I'm not obeying the Constitution. I don't care for the community, the unity of the community. My first priority is the cohesion or the unity of my family. And so my family member went against Steve Money said they harm people. I don't care. I'm supporting my family member first. All right, that's what matters to me. Year in review. Let's see here. Let's see. Let me see. Let me look at some things that we covered last year. Yeah, the brother of the former president, Paul Geleo, seeks forgiveness, you know, after calling people prevaricators and pathological liars. And you say, you know what? Now we want peace. Now I leave what on my chest. I let it out. So now we want peace. All right. Madam Kamala Ross said she wanted peace. She came to Pennsylvania and they had this charade. We say we want peace. December, there should be unity board in Minnesota. And some cows were killed. December is almost gone now. I think that peace deal has been shattered. We don't see no cow has been killed. They bought tickets or they promised to buy tickets for the national president, Madam Francess Myers, and the chair lady and other members of the community. They have not fulfilled that promise. So we assume that Madam Rose, she failed on her peace initiative during their convention in Minnesota as well. The former chair lady, Madam George said she would do everything to bring the union together. We can't see any effort being made in that direction. And all those things, you know, they approved 3 projects to undertake in the Sapo land. Along the way, they say, you know what, the people from Pelican, they don't deserve Palava Hall, so they abandon Pelican people. You know, so those are some of the things I can remember right now. Let's see. All right, I told you the $90,000. They say it was $90,000. They didn't touch it. Then along the way, they say, you know what? Now we're giving $62,000 to our Somalian lawyer. We took some money from the $90,000, even though the tip is here. Manaro said, you know what? We are not touching our money because everybody complaining about it, and we raise money. Our money making machine to raise $60,000 for us. And so we'll use our $60,000, the $28,000 we sent to Liberia. If from our $60,000, we're not touching the $90,000. Later on, the summer sorted is told their Somalian lawyer, oh, we took $28,000 from the $90,000 that Green stole, and we are undertaking project right now in Liberia. Okay, those are some of the things that have been going on in the union. Let's see. I told you, of course, the insults of our mothers, our elders, you know, Lisa Farley will get on Facebook and cuss up Reverend John Bly and other members of the community. His man, let me play the quick video for you. Samuel Shibwe, the spokesperson for Green Code Geo Association, the publicity man. They will be on Facebook. They were accused. Let's say, for example, Iso Sabwe, the man ate the Sabo money. And then later on, you come by and say, Iso Sabwe, you are free. You did nothing wrong. Where's my video here? Let me see where I will find it. Hopefully, I didn't delete it. Let's listen to our brother here saying, Iso Sabwe, you are free. But in the meantime, let's listen to, you know, Lisa Farley saying this one.
And see me advocating for my national president. for my Gbodweh president. I hail from SINOE County. I'm a Gbodweh woman.
All right. So that's some of the things that were happening last year. You know, Green, a Gbodweh president, and Lisa Farley is a Gbodweh woman. And so she's supporting your Gbodweh president. So let me bring Samuel Shigwe when he accused ESOTERIC of taking the Sabo pool money, and then later on came by and said the money is no longer with ESOTERIC, that Deacon Kolo get the money now. Listen to the brother.
Mr. Deacon Kolo. I spoke with Mr. Deacon Kolo last night, and the picture is very clear. The picture is very.
You said the picture is clear, right? You didn't say the picture is dark, okay? The picture is clear. He accused ESOTERIC of eating Sabo people money. Now he talked to Honorable Deacon Kolo, and the picture is clear. Listen.
Very clear. Our conversation was very broad. It was clear. And when I called Mr. Deacon Kolo, and when you pick up the phone, he recognized my voice immediately. He said, "Oh, Mr. Editor." So I said, "Papi, I'm not editor. I'm your son." He said, "But I know what you calling me for." Deacon Kolo be a veteran politician. You know, when somebody plays call early in the morning, 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, you know there is something behind it. He said, "My son, I know what you calling me for. Now, why I'm calling you Mr. Editor. So what do you want to hear about the Mopo project?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Okay, tell the sample."
All right, the Mopo project, right? They said the Mopo people money that first he said our ESOTERIC. Now he come and tell what he said Mr. Kolo told him. Okay, let's listen to him.
People, the Mopo project money is with me.
Okay, the Mopo people, the project money is with me. That's what Samuel Shigwe told us. Okay, so ESOTERIC does not have the money anymore. The money is with me. Okay, the money is with Deacon Kolo now. Now, why you say, all right?
Asking question, how did you get the money?
Okay, how
He
did you
said
get?
he was serving at the time as the chairman of the board, and it was a unanimous decision made by the entire USSA.
I don't know what kind of organization, USSA. That's a different organization. But anyway, let's listen to the
A
brother.
unilateral decision made by all the people in America to carry.
It's not a unanimous decision, a unilateral decision. I don't know who made that.
Deacon Kolo be a veteran politician. To them and to him was to buy the chairs. To buy the chairs and give it to the Jackson people. And also buy the cement and give it to the Mopo people. The mandate was given not to give a cash to any of them. Then I asked him a question. I said, if you said that you want to buy the cement for the Mopo community, and we have people that have to go all the way to Liberia and to SINOE, how do you expect the Mopo community to carry over 200 bags of cement to SINOE? Welcome, Mr. Porukalo. How do you expect the Mopo people to carry the cement to SINOE? And he said if the time reaches, they were going to work out to get the cement transported in SINOE. He just the Mopo community, the chairman at the time, which he mentioned the chairman name, but I just forgotten the chairman name because I worked when I made the call. He said the chairman at the time told him that the road was spoiled. The road was not in a good condition. It was a rainy season. And so they were kind of delay. And so they were having no option but to beg to put the cement in a warehouse. So then I asked him, I said, so the project is a Mopo project, but it's a project that is carried out by the United Support Association in the America, the USAA. So it is our project. Although you are saying, if the Mopo people ready, you are ready to give the cement.
So you are hearing the brother. So the prior year, ESOTERIC was generated. So he said, Mr. Kolo told him he has the money, he got the cement, everything. When the people ready, they can come and get it. So he indicted Mr. ESOTERIC for years and bashed the man on Facebook. Only later to exonerate the man. Say, ESOTERIC does not. He didn't say it, but indirectly, that's what he's saying. He's saying now, right now, it's Deacon Kolo that has your money and your semen, okay? That brother, you just indict people before you can go do the investigation. You ready? That's how you put it. You at least you are for Sano. You are graduated there. Yeah, I keep laughing, my brother. I say they guys, you know, the guys are little boys, you know. When that's how you put them one now, juke them with a fat. Then they say, go to graduate. Listen, I don't count that you're graduate, man. You tell you're too much true. We don't want true. We don't let true yet. So go. So my man said, you saw Subway. Store the Sabo people money, the more people develop money, he said Sabo stole it, they turn around and say, no, it's Diga for Kolo that get it, buddy. And Polu Kolo on the pro platform and listen to the man in that here, Oku. And you okay with that? The man in that he said, you know what, Polu Kolo, here's your uncle that got our money. Now your uncle that got our cement. Now when you say the Polu there, listening to the man.
Are you sure that if the sample people who have the project, because we can divert that project to any other team until the more can be ready and rewrite us about different projects, then we can come in. But for now, if the sample people ready for their semen to carry on different development, will you be waiting to give the semen? And Mr. Kolo said yes at any time.
Okay, now Mr. Kolo, in quoting Mr. Kolo verbatim, he said yes. At any time, any hour, any minute, any second, anything, you can. Mr. Kolo ready.
And at any movement, if the Sapo community ready for their semen, in fact, today he vowed to be on my show, but he said he can only spend 10 minutes because he will be busy 5 o'clock, which is Liberia time, 12 o'clock. But we have gone against that time now, almost 6 something Liberia. And so he said he want to be on my show to also explain all of things, but we shouldn't politicize everything. The semen, if the Sapo community want the semen.
You see, we shouldn't politicize everything. They don't want to do politics, right? Everything is politics, and they go on Facebook. Hey, we are building convention center. Yes. You know, they don't do anything. They just run it's propaganda and politics.
Anytime they want it, they should reach him. And they shouldn't.
The president will come to a man Geleo will come to Philadelphia over a vice president body. You will say, today, you know, during the Biafra war, the people, there was a moratorium, there was a prohibition on politics. And so today, I declare moratorium on politics. No politics. The supreme leader has spoken. Then in the next sentence, they start doing politics. And ladies and gentlemen, even though I told you in the first sentence that no politics, I want to do a little bit of politics now. Let me introduce my political team to you. My vice president, Dave Cooley, vice president. John Sion, money-making machine. She's not here, but I have to recognize her. The man started doing politics. I was like, what kind of guy? He just said no politics. Then the next minute now he started leaving political people there. I was telling the man, I'll throw inside to him, Green. Only call the people name that, hey, the people that are sending with you on the shit. You saw Francess Kamaya, she did not call anybody near. She didn't say my deputy president, my deputy prime minister, my this one. No, she just came and you don't just the man and praise the man. But I was telling her, I'll throw inside to G. I said, Gio, don't call Dekuli Tato. Don't do it. Don't call Celebrity Snake Tato. The man couldn't listen to me. I was like, no, the guy could be screwed up. How you can say no politics, then you start calling political position, you call people tattoos. Dave Cooley, National Vice President for Green Coat Geo Association USAA. Which one now? Green Coat Geo Association USAA. I can you put the two things together. All right. So yeah, listen to something where they don't want to do politics, but they're doing politics.
Reaching secretly. They should reach him publicly, meaning that they should do written communication or call him directly, and it should be done by the executive.
I don't know what happened now, my man. Up to now, he hasn't written a letter to get our semen and our money from Mr. Kolo, Deacon Kolo. He said that got our money and our semen for the Mapa people. And the people going around here and disparaging Mr. Mr. Issa Sabwe. Oh, Issa Sabwe, hey, money. But the man, the spokesperson for Green Coat Geo, he said, I'm finished doing my investigation. ESOTERIC does not have the Nwapo people money anymore, the Simeon money anymore, that Deacon Kalo, that Polo uncle now get the money. So I don't know what the guy waiting for. To tell the honorable man to get it. I mean, how many years now since he made an announcement to us? The man forget about you. When you're attacking the many people on Facebook.
We don't want few people going in the corner and calling him and doing different things by themselves. And so we want to inform the public here today that Mr. Deacon Kalo is willing to give the cement back.
Okay, yeah. Mr. Deacon Kalo is willing to give the cement back. That's something you say, well, I didn't have my own wall over there. I just seen he said Mr. Deacon Kalo is the one that got the cement in his living room right now. Everything just piled up in his living room and he read it. Nobody should go in the corner and request for it. Read a business letter, read with several paragraphs, if you like, read a thesis to him and say, I want my cement that in your living room right now that you're sitting down on. I didn't add my own word. I didn't add my own word. I just said the same thing that Mr. West said.
But what I asked him was, did you receive the $3,500 in cash?
All right. So you say you received the $3,500 in cash, right? You received it in cash? And the man said, yes, I received it in cash.
Did you receive the $3,500 in cash? But then he never understood me and he continued to talk about this, and I don't want to cut him off. But the bottom line here is he agreed that if we're ready for our cement, he will be able to give our cement any time that we call for it.
Okay, so the bottom line is Mr. Deacon Kalo agreed to give our cement that in your living room right now that he's dancing on anytime, any hour, any day. According to Greco Geo investigating team, the man that did the investigation, the spokesperson for Greco Geo and the GAC director, all right, the General Auditing Commission chairman, he finished doing it. He said, I'm telling you now that Deacon Kalo get everything. ESOTERIC is now free. He didn't get no money. The $3,500, ESOTERIC knows nothing about it. Okay?
So, Mr. President, the government, the present administration, you are listening.
Okay, when you tell Mr. President, right, that Geo you were referring to because Geo was the president at the time. Guess what? Geo did nothing about it. Geo sat down. He invested. The man he appointed to do investigation. The man did an investigation and he knows the person that got the Mapo people cement and the money. But up to now, Greenco Geo has not done anything. And Samuel Sheba is calling, Mr. President, I'm telling you right now to make sure and go get the cement and everything from Mr. Deacon Kalo. Greenco Geo ignored everything. He got vexed and went in our account and told $90,000. But he refused to go for the other money Samuel Sheba told him that Deacon Kalo got. You see the double standard of these guys? That's what they do.
Is ready. If it is not for the Mopo people, this can be used for another people. We have an ongoing development right now.
All right, so that's your brother there. So it's a year in review. You see some of the things that are happening, all of that. I don't just indict people. I just give you the evidence. You hear from the newsmaker themselves. You hear from the people themselves what they said. So other people say, oh, my little brother, all day, he just started getting money. So I said, man, your man, Samuel said, well, the investigator, exonerated the man long time. So how is it that you're still accusing ESOTERIC when Samuel Chebe told you already, I sent a video to you, you listen to the man. So how are you going to turn your back on Mr. Kalo, your own uncle, and then you're accusing ESOTERIC? So if Samuel Chebe make mistake with that report, then you got to go do a new investigation and bring out the new evidence. But as far as you know, the man is on record telling us that the Mapo people money, their cement, that Deacon Kalo got it. Deacon said, I wanted to come Samuel Chebe so I can explain to ESOTERIC that I the one got it. But for whatever reason, my name went out to go. I called him, he's not picking up, so but he told me everything. I downloaded everything in my head. And I'm telling you guys right now on behalf of Mr. Deacon Kalo. All right, that's a total agreement. They will indict people, then they free you, then they indict another man. Sooner rather than later, Deacon Kalo will be free and you will indict another man again. They are not consistent. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that's year in review. I want to say thank you so much for following Voice of SINOE. If you want to hear some little thing, year in review, let's listen to the one.
Representative from constituency number 3 in SINOE, Honorable Zaza. Before Zaza became a representative, there was no high school outside of Greenville. And through his work, we have a high school in Jwaza.
Am I hearing those?
And I want to thank him for such a brilliant piece of work in our county.
Wow.
I also would like to report.
All right, then listen to the man himself. After he finished, he said that about Zaza. What did the man say about himself?
No, normally in the entire Republic of Liberia, I tell you that I have shown my 5 fingers to some of the post that are in my head. No, nothing. There is a young one that they will be so disappointed that got about going to that. No, I have a kind of tradition in my office. I was chairman, which I intend to continue. And that tradition is when I'm confronting people, I tell them the truth. You are the ones who are giving you this job. But without comparing you will not be. Okay. I also have young people behind me that need to work. So by God's grace, if we continue confirming you, because the head of 1 or 2 needs. When I put that green, I confirm, please take a move for me. Let me be a PR officer in the agency. That's the reason why I get it. I get that. Because through me, all of you, the young people, are how you survive. And I don't run for corporation, I don't run company, I don't run ministries. Concurrent ministries, but not ministries, then we ask them to help people. That corruption, every channel, every committee has. I'm guilty.
Okay, so when it comes to that corruption, the message here, I am guilty. When it comes to bribing people and doing all those things, the shady thing, I'm guilty of corruption. I'm Mr. TJ declaring himself of corruption. All right. Last thing before I let you go, let me listen to the last audio before I go. All right, the last audio.
You know what I don't want? No. I don't want Milton TJ or Quinton Duncan to destroy while we are going down. Exactly. And so with all the way I put you in a very smart category of the other people, I cannot believe that you will get destroyed yourself like that in the twinkling of an eye. And something about the law, with all the political analysis you can do for myself, now you allow Christian government to damage you permanently without any policy. Somebody who got no political party, if you want you get behind to fight the full of the country, how are you going to go with that? And you think you can control me to believe in what you're saying to free you up? You must stop it to stop all that.
All right, so the SINOE County Senator over there, the way I would treat, I'm a gangster, I would treat people like gangsters in SINOE County. All right, so that the gangsters, some people are campaigning for right now, they want to put gangster in power. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you so much for joining Voice of SINOE. That's year in review, some things that I could just think of, to share with you. All right. I mean, people are asking me, I'm an information man. So somebody asking me, how did I get the information? I got my radar all over the place. I got my news agent. They are in all over the globe. And so once any information goes on, I get the update in the newsroom here. I can get everything. So I don't have to disclose my source, by the way. I'm not gonna do that. It's against our ethics, that our sources cannot be disclosed. If you think what was said about the information from North Dakota, if you think the information is inaccurate, we'll give you the platform to come and say, but as far as we know, the information is valid because we authenticated the validity of the information. So Don't worry. The voice of Sino, that when I told you I am ubiquitous. You know what that means? Ubiquitous is omnipresent. I'm everywhere at the same time. You know, I told you I'm the God. You're looking for God in heaven, but I am the God in front of you. I'm ubiquitous. Right now, where you're sitting, I'm right there with you. You know, so you shouldn't be asking me how I got the information. The idea, just get the facts from me. I'll give you the facts. When I speculation, I will tell you say that speculation. When I facts, I'll say this. What I just gave you is a fact. And it can't be refuted. But sorry, sir, I cannot disclose my soul. That being said, as I blend it. Yeah, so thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. We are out for the day.
Wait.
Let me see.
Subscribe to my dad's channel every Tuesday and Friday.
No.
For new
Through the whole week
videos.
except for Saturdays and Sundays.
And you know, it's snowing at our place. Now, if your mom and dad say you can't go to the park, steal their keys.
All right, Twitter, you want to end the show?
Now,
Yes, ready to cook on.
Good night.
Bye, guys.
Right here.
Well,
Okay.
since you finished with your video,
Bye.
go to McDonald's.
And is it